everybody, this is Melissa, your free range psychic. Today is October 30th, 2025, and it is uh, Halloween Eve, or Samhain Eve. Samhain is the pagan name, the Western for the Western Hemisphere, the old traditions of honoring this time of year. And then it's the Day of the Dead, right? Is it Nuevos La Muerta? I don't know how to say that correctly, but that Day of the Dead holiday comes November 1st. And that is also honoring this time of the veils being thinner. So the dimensional worlds can pass through the human world, and the world of spirits can come and go more easily and freely. I do believe that. This time of year, definitely, for me, the veils are thinner. So I love this time of year. I so love this time of year. I love celebrating Halloween. I got all my candy, and I'm not sure. I have a witch's hat that I don't know if I'm going to wear or not when I give candy to the trick-or-treaters. I've got my yard decorated, and this afternoon I'm going to carve pumpkins because I always wait till the last minute so the animals don't get them before the day of. Yeah, that's my afternoon activity. Oh my goodness. So I'm so glad all of you guys are showing up. I'm going to say hi to you. Let's see who's here. Hey, Sylvia, Earth Mama. Hey, Kay. Hey, Ropass. Hey, Debbie. CMPM575, and I can call you that unless you want me to call you something else. Hayes Mom 25. Hey, Sharon, and hi. Did I say hi to you, Debbie? Oh my goodness. It's always a clown show, right? Never has not been a clown show, especially now, leading up to November 1st, right? That's the day that really the Congress, especially GOP Congress, needs to get in gear to open up the government so people can get their SNAP benefits. But everything that this GOP does backfires on them anyway. So they're just losing more and more and more popularity with this thing. They're just so arrogant, and they don't get it that people don't live in their world. Like, they really, unless it's intentional that they really want to not just harm people in general, but they're MAGA people who are getting the brunt of it. Because the Democratic states or governors, they're going to make funds, if they can, available for people. I know here in Michigan that's going to happen, in New York and Pennsylvania, but the MAGA states, that's not their policy. So it's really going to be and I think the majority of people who are on SNAP are in the southern states, and or the red states, I should say. So, and then you have their president, or dear leader, running around the world. Somebody compared him to a Roomba when he was in Japan, and the Japanese prime minister was leading him, to the podium, or to meet the honorifics or whatever, and he just like a wayward Roomba, he just went off on his own way, and she had to kind of grab him back. Every single time he's on camera, it's just so humiliating. Oh God. And we have the yeah, Sharon, I'll put your comment up here. Oh, thank you, Ruth Mama. It's horrible. Everything they do is horrible, and that's why they're there. Cruelty is the point. I'm nice. It's cool. It's nice that it's cool down there. Hang in there, because I think I saw the statistics for Texas, and it's kind of there's 1.5 million allegedly more registered Democrats than Republicans, but they don't. Abbott's worked the Republican line very well, so that's not apparent in who gets elected. Oh, that's wild. Oh, bonjour, Marty. Um, the homeless seem to have disappeared all over the country. That may be because they're avoiding ICE. Maybe ICE are cracking down on the homeless, and I heard that ICE is now being given over to border security. Like they fired the officials overlooking ICE so they can get even more aggressive and tough policies in. I heard that on Midas Touch. Yeah, of course, Linda. What was the question here? The homeless. Gosh. Um, they haven't disappeared everywhere, just certain areas, because they are getting cracked down on. Really, they're just gone, like from view. They're alive, but they're gone from view. I'm trying to think of anything I want to go over before you ask me some questions, but I think that's it. I don't know. I'm just kind of still going between waking up in the morning thinking of all the horrible things that I am aware of that are happening because of this coup, and but all the wonderful things that all the energies coming in, and the beauty of the weather and all of that. The light that's coming in. I've been watching, albeit their AI stuff on Edward Casey, and what is it? The three I forget what that's called. The whatever that is coming in across the sun. People don't really know what it is, but there's some spiritual belief, that's coming from higher consciousness. What is that? 318 or whatever that is? Tell me, you guys know that what I'm talking about. Everybody's talking about it. Wow. Sandy said, I noticed in Sacramento and OKC saw a video on encampment disappeared, the mess left behind. They're forced to get out. Some probably are jailed. Some disappear to other places. 3I Atlas. Thank you, Hazel Mom. I knew you would know. Somebody would know. Yeah, so that's everybody's talking about that in that world. And so my guides tell me that's actually coming from like the Pleiadians. And it is important. It's here to like upgrade, like that to not, they tell me not to forget that Aquarius, the age of Aquarius is all about upgrading consciousness, upgrading our vibrations. And that is coming in to somehow like be a catalyst for lighter vibrations. And so there's such a polarity that's growing even stronger and stronger between the heavy, denser energies, right? Like I've said before, and then these amazingly light energies that I can feel all around me when I'm not distracted by the dark. I don't want to say, I feel like, if you say dark, dark is natural, right? Dark and light, you need both yin and yang. I'm just talking about heavy, dense energies. But there's such a polarity. And it's all about frequency, right? So heavier energies have a denser and lower frequency, and lighter energies have a higher frequency, and lighter energies correlate with the higher energies of love and joy and compassion, where the lower frequency energies correlate with anger and hatred and violence. So that's kind of what that's about. And if we're in the heavier energies, then we're out of balance and our health suffers, and that's where pain resides. And that's why the denser energies, who are our enemies, or I should say the denser entities, want us to feel pain because that like makes us heavier. Um, that's what I think. So Sharon, you're saying, why do people with critical thinking skills have to suffer from this regime for others who are ignorant and want to inflict harm onto others? Well, that's the age-old question, right? That's like, why do good people suffer, or why do good people get hurt or whatever? I mean, that's just the collective nature of our world from a long, long time ago. That is a question, but that is a I guess I mean that's a big question. I could talk about it. Let me think about it because that's a question humankind has been asking for a long time. Well, why do you think, Sharon? And because we have to be careful too of getting into a victim mentality, because that also separates us from our higher selves and the higher energies. The Buddhists talk about coming in compassionately, being one with collective suffering, but then helping people change their perspective and becoming more detached through meditation so they can be free. That's why Buddha came to earth. He said to free people from suffering. It's not that he could change the circumstances of the suffering, but he could change our perception of that suffering. It's a heavy question, really, and it's a big conversation. Uh, there's the other perspective of why why did we choose to come to earth at this time? Because we have choice in between lives. We chose to come here, and if we're light workers and we're of service, healers, um, spiritual, uh, uh, I want to say teachers, spiritual people who want to help others. Um, did we come here to live easy lives, or did we come here to go through our own karma and get ready for the next um, epoch of human evolvement, which is Aquarius, and then teach others along the way what we learned so we could all guide ourselves there. There's something about us needing to be able to do that. The story of the hero, the story of the seeker. It's like in the tarot, it's the hermit card to light the way for others. And that's always within a context of conflict and suffering and this battle between good and evil. I would like to see evil vanquished, and I do believe that if enough of us were critical mass, like Deepak Chopra, I think he said, if enough a critical mass of people wanted peace, there would be peace. I guess humans have a tendency to go to sleep, right? We have a tendency to just get lost in day-to-day life, and we're not allowed to right now. I mean, it's nice to be able to do that, but we have to be on our toes now. We have to continually be vigilant. So it's not comfortable, but it's necessary right now. But I'm telling you, we've been through this many, many lifetimes. We know what to do. We know how to get through this time. And there's so much more to learn, right? And we're here together, not to forget that there's millions of us that need each other to make it through this time, not just one person, but as many people as choose to and want to. We're here to reach out to others, to help others in this time. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. We're also here to counterbalance. Sandy says, yes, raising the vibrations and meditating have a deeper feeling these days. I agree. Feeling it and seeing a glow around some things. Yes. Some amazing things are happening on like maybe not I think on a very large context, because my guys are showing me like the word network right now. On the micro too, I just feel this incredible raise in consciousness and a possibility that we can transmute. Even though there's so much evil now, it can be transmuted, transfigured. It can be changed by intent. The more we choose to alter our perspective, right? And see the world in a different way and believe in the impossible. The impossible can become possible. Miracles can happen, and miracles are happening. Actually, it's just our ability. When I talk about perception, it's about our ability to perceive the miracles, understand them. um, so Sharon, what are you saying here? If we're talking about election interference, are the people who allowed it to happen without doing hand counts complicit by being passive? It depends on intent. You know, if one there's a lot of gaslighting, and I do think that humankind right now, one of our collective karmic challenges is being able to discern the truth. And it seems like when you give up part of your autonomy about the truth, about understanding truth and connecting to divine truth, and you just give over to the collective, the consensus, it's consensual truth, consensus. It seems like what the last election happened, a lot of people just like they gave over, even though it was absolutely unmistakable. Like if you looked at it in common, like just common sense, that the orange one did not win that election, and that there was massive cheating. You just saw this big chunk of our own people going, well, everybody's telling me, even though it looks crazy, that there was no cheating, so I'm just gonna like pretend to be the adult here and say there was no cheating. When if you look at Jessica, Lights On, is it Dennison, her channel, and other people coming forward, and it must be so hard for them because they're coming with the truth. They're coming with more and more with evidence, and so I keep on praying that we open up our eyes and attune to truth. That becomes more and more um, uh, of a thing, that it manifests, because we're challenged to see the truth and to also feel that, our intuition, and connect our left and our right brain and just see what there is. And so we're looking at the epitome of gaslighting, the epitome of I want to say so-called leaders like Mikey Johnson, lying with every single word and smiling while he does it, just like his dear leader. And then you see, by contrast, you listen to, Jamie Raskin or Hakeem Jeffries, or, even the Marjorie Taylor Greene right now, crazy, like you said, crazily enough, although I agree, I don't know, jury's out on her. I'm not sure what her game is, but she is speaking the truth right now. So you just see this huge contrast. I'm just saying that's what I'm observing, and it is a karmic collective challenge to learn this. And hey, Tristras. Yeah, I don't blame you, BG, that to be suspicious of MTG, but at least she is, like Massey and some others, beginning to at least not toe their party line. And we have senators, um, the majority of senators yesterday, shooting down the tariffs, and that was with 14 GOPs. I think Josh Hawley actually is joining MTG from, MTG's in Congress and Hawley's in the Senate, but speaking against the discontinuation of SNAP. It's like, Hawley? What? God, it's crazy right now. But we need to learn to discern the truth. So I'll give your hello a highlight here, Tristras. Oh, that's a good question, BG. Will 2026 be better for the US? 2025 has been awful. It has. I will ask. We'll see, we'll see what really happens next year. Oh, by the way, entertainment purposes only. I'm just a psychic. What do I know? That's my tagline. Just a psychic asking our guides, for predictions about the future. Although I want to say before I say that when I talk about miracles and also confirmations of, I guess on this hand, I'll be talking about my ability to hear my guides, but all of us, when to recognize when things actually do come to pass. So I was reading. I'm not on X anymore. I'm on Blue Sky and Substack, so it might have been that, or just listening to. Um, Probably it was a YouTube video, and I saw that Elon or Leon. My guides told me. Do you remember several months ago that he may lose his contracts? The especially Starlink, or was it SpaceX? It's one of those. He's lost his. I think it's maybe the SpaceX contract. I'll have to look, or it could be the Starlink contract to Bezos. Like, he has that actually happened. Whatever my guys were telling me about him losing contracts, and that was as revenge for what happened when he mentioned he just lit to a well laid out line of gasoline that Trump was in Epstein files. Do you remember that? He lit the fuse, man, and so he's losing his contracts now, and he's upset about it. But forgive me that I'm not. And maybe one of you would know. I'm not sure whether it's Starlink or SpaceX. It's one of those. That was a big deal. But my guides showed me that so clearly, and then the months go by, and I'm not seeing it, and like, oh, but okay, here it is. That's exactly how it's playing out, and I'm not surprised because the thing about the orange one is, narcissists, they never forget. Well, they do have that, though I love elephants, no dissing on elephants, but the elephant is their token animal. You know, Apart from not forgetting, elephants are way too sacred to be that for them. Um, but yeah, they never forget. They'll always remember a grudge, and they'll get you. They'll get you one way or the other, and it's going to be pretty devastating. They plan post-death, like they'll put it in their wills, so booby trap wills and all kinds of things to get their enemies. Just like the orange one is, uh, trying to get Comey and trying to get not Crockett, trying to get Letitia James, and uh, to the point where he chooses people like Lindsay Halligan because nobody else is wanting to touch that, and he's faffoing now regarding that. So let's see what else we got here. I answer this one first, I think. How will next Tuesday be for the Dems? Yeah, I think it's just going to go down that line. That it's going to flip to blue. That's what I get. Did Virginia flip to blue? Yeah, I'm feeling very strongly about that. I think all my guides say, or most, if not all, or maybe all. And then the next question here, that was BG California. Thank you for asking. We have Sharon Ann, 1990, no, is it 1999? Yeah. If our voting systems are compromised, how do Democrats get elected again in a major election? Yeah, I think that I ponder that same question. How does it get fixed? So I will ask the guides. I feel like there will be free and fair elections, and it seems crazy to think about that because I think that the orange one is banking on that there won't be. Of course, he's banking on running in 2028. Can you imagine if he was alive, what shape he'd be in? So they'd be wheeling him around. We'll talk about his health next, because he did answer those questions incorrectly. I think what did he say? Tiger, giraffe. I know he got it. He got one right, and the rest wrong. Like, I'm a good boy. I'm so smart. Everybody's telling me it because if they don't tell me that, I'm gonna I'm gonna get my revenge on them. I'm gonna fire them. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'm asking again. That's what I was doing. I'm sorry, just to follow up. They're saying that things are going to change. And they still see what they did tell me before we started, or I started the video with you guys, because I kind of asked them these kind of questions or what to tell you. They said that everything's in chaos, and it's worse since he destroyed the East Wing, which is a crime. Just hard to fathom that. I'm still sick over that. I just feel like, oh, regarding that East Wing, and I don't know if I said this in, the last time, but I do believe it will be reconstructed because there's copious plans that like everything is there to do it, and it's going to be as close as possible to what it was. And it doesn't matter how much it's going to cost. We'll pay for it. It's going to happen. We need to imagine it happening. The East Wing will be replaced. It needs to be replaced. The ghosts are angry. Eleanor Roosevelt's not so happy. So let me see. I think I haven't gotten to the last question. Where are your comments? I don't see any new comments coming on here, but that's okay. I will answer other questions too. But again, we're going to have free and fair elections. And the guides say, and I have a lot of data about this, that the Army's going to come in. The Army is not going to go against us. The Army will uphold its constitutional duty. And when I asked about them, this attacking the boats and this heinous deed that now we have on our hands as a country, the Caribbean, what they're doing with the boats, we will pay restitution. And a lot of people doing that are mercenaries that are working, like they're mercenaries that we have, not the people on the boats, but it's like Blackwater or something. We have mercenaries doing a lot of this work. So Sharon, what did you say here? He failed the cognitive tests. Yeah, the doctor told him it was an IQ test, and he tells on himself all the time. I'm sure AOC and Jasmine Crockett are the problem. Yeah, he's such a like infantile man, or his mind, like his emotional IQ must be at 13 or 14. I mean, he's very, in a way, he has a high emotional IQ regarding how to manipulate other people. He can really kind of like key in on people with daddy issues, and who people he can completely control. He can manipulate people really well, but I guess it's his cognitive ability, his intellectual smarts that are they're pretty low, because he's just. It's not just now, because like we know that his allegedly his brain is deteriorating even more, but even in 2020, 2016, So, oh, did I answer this? Will 2026 be better for us? Yes, the guides say a whole different world, like going through a portal to a new universe. It'll be much better. I hope that's true, and I hope that's true for everybody. So what a challenge for all of us to go through. But again, I have to remind myself I chose to be here at this time. And so did you all. Uh, Earth Mama says Mandami has found the middle class talking points. We can't afford $1 million for a house. No, we're going to change things so drastically when the real estate agents aren't in control anymore. I think that's really who's the real estate agents, and no disrespect to anybody here who is a real estate agent, but the people, the estate agents like the orange one, and Jared Kushner, and God knows, I was Letnick one too. Yeah, vote. What a nasty piece of work. Yeah, I believe he will. He's just so evil. Yes, the guides say he will be uh, prosecuted for violating judicial orders and U.S. laws. He's the architect, right, of 2025. He's somebody I should do a past life on him for sure. So the owner wants 450,000 for a 1920s small cottage. Where is it? Yeah, the prices are out of control. Oh, that's a good question. Did Leon interfere with Argentina's election? Yes, the guides say he did. 100%. He did. But the Argentinian people will rise up and they will take their country back. Oh, it's going to be ironic because I don't know whether what's if I could call it socialism. There's different kinds of socialism. Socialism is that we all share, right, in the profits, I think, or the state takes care of the people. Um, but the irony is that this is what my guides are telling me. What the Republicans are doing now is going to make all those things much more possible, like public housing, affordable housing, free healthcare. Everybody gets fed. Everyone has a stipend. All these things are going to actually happen because of what's happening now as a reaction. And also, what I heard about, sorry, I know I tend to be tangential and go all over the place. I'm so sorry. Uh, why are we giving 20 million to Argentina? I heard, Sharon, that it's because the people investing in Argentina are actually the technocrats and, the billionaires, and we're bailing them out. Do the guides think Vance will make it to the end of this term, or will he be impeached? Let's see. They don't think he's going to make it to the end of the term. They really don't see him in power. They do see Kamala in power. I'm still seeing that. And she did, I know she said she was thinking about running again. And if she doesn't get in power this time, she will run again. The guides tell me she'll be president. That is her path. That is her purpose. And she should have been, but evil got in the way. Yeah, I agree. He's a flash in the pan. I call him Fancy Pants Fans. The guides say it's going to be amazing what happens. So keep your eye on the prize, make good trouble, and don't live in fear. They don't want you to live in fear, even though there might seem every reason to live in fear. Don't live in fear. This is a spiritual test. You need to rise above your fear and have faith. They really want you to not be drawn into the fire. And there's help at hand, they said. Assistance is coming. Hey, BG. See, BG California. Saw Kamala on her book tour. Both my friend and I got the vibe that she was absolutely running again, and it will be take no prisoners. Yeah, that's her fate. She's here for us. You're welcome, Hazelman. Hayes Mum. Let me say it properly. Hayes Mum 25. You're very welcome. The guides want you to know. The guides are giving you this information. As far as I feel. The guides say, this is such a sacred time of year, too. Don't forget this passage, like between the worlds, that's happening now with the Halloween coming, or Samhain, Day of the Dead, whatever, that, this passage, this is a time of passage. And to open yourself up to like a higher dimensional reality, because the guides are always with us, but this is really a good time to sit quietly and listen to your intuition, to the quiet voices, because so much information can come right now. And your loved ones who've passed, they're around you really, really strong right now. Such a beautiful sacred time of year. And I know we're coming into darkness, but it's the month of November, like here in southeastern Michigan, we fall forward, we gain an hour of sleep, but we lose an hour of daylight. They say this is a time of introspection, but remember what comes in a couple months, December 20th, 21st, whenever the winter solstice is here, the days will start getting longer. So it's just a short, it might seem like a long time, but it's just a short time. I don't mind the darkness or the darker days, because I think it's really cozy. I have an infrared fire that kind of looks like a real fire, kind of. And it's just a time of being able to, cuddle with my cat, Winnie, who's fine, by the way, and read a book or watch something on Netflix, and just feel like I don't have to be out working in the garden or doing this or that. It really is a nice kind of cozy time. I quite like it. Oh, hey, Celtic Sir, nice to see ya. Yeah, same here. Um, Hopefully, for the time she runs again, as much as possible will have been revealed about the stolen election. I think about that too. I really do. And the degree of criminality and fraud. That's another prayer that I say, I send out to the universe. And the guides, when I ask them about it, say that it will be known, not like we won't have to wait forever. It will be known about this election fraud, because it's not just affecting us, right? It's affecting the whole democratic world. But I think I saw something yesterday about DJ uh, or that DTJ, the orange one's son, talking about how he didn't, on some kind of podcast or something, that he didn't think they would have won the election without Leon. And then I think he was talking about X, but come on, we also know. Oh, that's okay. No worries, no worries. Um, that it's obvious the election was flipped. Obvious, and I hope my guys are right, that it becomes so clear that like the military has to act on it, right? Um, whoop. Kamala's chomping at the bit. She was talking about Prop 50 here in California and implored all of us to fight fire with fire. She is so ready to take down all the traitors. That's fantastic. And we didn't talk about that. I think. Okay, I'll say the question. I'm sorry. Did you already talk about Trump now wanting to start testing nukes? I don't think that's going to happen. Actually, I think he was just um, spouting off at the mouth. I don't think we're going to be testing nukes. And us, the guides, no. It's a stupid thing to say. I'm sure that, Putin wanted him to say it, but I don't think that's, well, I hope I'm right, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, he does keep getting worse and worse, and there is that cognitive decline. So, you psychics out there and intuitives, what do you think about his health right now? Oh, hey, artistic world, so good to see you. To you, Melissa, and all in this chat, a wonderful time of Samhain and All Souls Day. Yeah. Oh, it's such a magical time. When will the truth about the stealing of the 2024 election be revealed? I can't tell you when, like the day. I think it's coming soon, but I don't even know if it's for me to know. When do you think it's coming? Yeah, I can't give you a day. I just see it coming in. Yeah, they're not going to give me a day. Why are these people still taking direction from someone who's clearly not in good health? It's a matter of time. Well, I think it's a smokescreen, and I think behind, because they very well know. I mean, people like Miller and people around him, especially after the destruction of the East Wing and then all the asbestos, I guess, that butt into the main building. They're doing their best to grift and fulfill their cosplay fantasies and fantasies of bringing Nazi Germany back, but they're too. They're not like the orange one binds them, like Orange Metamucil or something. But when he's becoming less and less present, so to speak, because of his cognitive decline, that glue isn't there, and people are fighting. It is still the Five of Wands. Um, so there's no cohesiveness there, very little cohesiveness. So even though, and what else would it be the end result of 2025? I ask you. I don't really. This isn't my question for you because I didn't really read through the whole 2025. What's the destruction of the East Wing in 2025? Was it included in that document? Does anybody know? He tweeted last night that he's calling up all the Marines to police all of us. Well, yeah, that let's see how that goes. Yeah, and Mir 4524 says they're just keeping him busy while they carry on their evil plots. That's exactly it. Absolutely. But the thing is that they're all vying against each other. They're all stabbing each other in the back. I mean, look at how Basant acts with others, and was it only Leon that he tried to beat up, or he got in a fist fight with, and they have hot tempers, and um, they have their own agendas. They don't have a singular, even though there's 2025, they really don't have on the micro level, they don't have a singular agenda. The ignoramus has clearly lost the plot. And the other thing about the orange one is that I said this before, that like plane flights are not good for people who are at risk for stroke. I even researched it. And apparently you have to wait like for a couple weeks if you've been stabilized after a stroke to fly. But I don't think he's stabilized, and I think that he doesn't listen to his doctors. I think he takes his medication, but at the same time, I look at his cankles. I think they're bigger now, like since he's been out of the country, and he's tireder and he's more confused. And every time he flies, he does these major flights. He doesn't have the stamina for them. They're hard enough for just a regular human being who has pretty good health to do, right? We've all suffered from jet lag. He does not have the capacity for it. So every time he goes on these trips, it's like he speeds up the clock for himself because it's not good for him. And he's so close to, my guide showed me this, allegedly, a major ischemic event, a really significant event that might just stop him functioning, at least for a good chunk of time. So he's messing with his body in a way that is really detrimental. And I know when I've mentioned this before, and I say, well, why can't his family or other people help him? You guys always say, well, he doesn't want to hear what other people think, and I agree. I think he gets very angry, and he's so willful, and he will misuse his power. Just bragging about starting nuke tests, or like destroying the East Wing. He's capable of significant destruction. Yes, Project 2025 might live on, but I feel like the people who are running it, that depends on the people who are running it, like Vogt and Vance and others. I don't know if the people who are actually running it are going to be capable of carrying it out. I think everything can be repaired. Everything they destroyed can be repaired. We are under the Mercury shadow, and Mars heads into Sagittarius early November. The energy is changing. It's good to hear. Yes, exactly. CMP, it's not good for people with cognitive impairment to be out of a familiar environment. And he's still out of the country, right? At a time when our government needs to be opened up, and he's really, like, as a leader of the country, he should be here. But he's out of town with his favorite bros, his favorite dictator bros. I could say dick bros with those people. I think he's in. Has he already been to North Korea? Yeah. We'll have to dismantle P2025 item by item, and we will, though, and we'll create something better, because there were a lot of loopholes and assumptions, and we can't have a government with those anymore. We have to have everything clearly spelled out. We have to have checks and balances for reals, people. Yeah, the more he flies, the more down he flies, the worse it is, because there's so much um, pressure when you fly, right? And it's just it's just bad for somebody with venous and in chronic venous insufficiency, and tendency towards edema, the swelling. He's going to be, by the end of this trip, he's going to have to disappear for some days. I think. I mean, to get his health back. I believe that. It just seems so. You would think that. I think it was Kimmel who equated his walking around with the Japanese prime minister as a dog being led around the Westminster dog show. Westminster. Sorry, I have trouble pronouncing things sometimes. That's so funny. I saw him being compared to a Roomba, a malfunctioning Roomba. Yeah, Sharon, they are. MAGA and Heritage Foundation should be designated as domestic terrorist groups. And it occurred to me, there's just so much that is so insane that he might be 23 by now, but we have a 23-year-old running the domestic terrorist department, right? 23. What's going on with him? Nobody reports about him. I read Las Vegas is dead. Earth Mama, is that because of the lack of tourism, right? The Canadians especially no longer going there. So it is overwhelming. It is overwhelming. I know. But there is a future ahead. We are going to move forward. And I feel like whatever's happening now, it's just not, it's all going to crumble apart with them. The GOP are going to destroy themselves, just like Putin is destroying Russia. They're just destroying themselves. And this is the other thing with the red states, The gerrymandering? Well, who's in those gerrymandered districts now? The farmers, the people dependent on SNAP benefits. Yeah, the the MAGA may no longer vote for him. You know, gerrymandering may completely backfire and go against them because they're destroying their base. The Epstein files. There's so many things that they've done to destroy their own support system, and they take it for granted. They think, oh, this district went for Trump, and this is a rural district. Well, the farmers, huh? Are they really for Trump supporters anymore? Really? I mean, there are those who do exist, but the ones who just rely, they're called low information voters, I think, because they're just low. I'm not saying there's anything about their intelligence, just maybe they're too busy working their farms, but not getting the information in the past, believing Trump's lies has given him their vote, and maybe they're just always Republican, fathers have been Republican and so forth, but it's changing. It's changing right now. What do you guys think? Unfortunately, yeah. And I've seen reports of that happening, especially the farmers, especially this whole Argentina thing. You know, America first, and now they're asked to sell their beef for cheap, and they're not able to sell their soybeans. Yeah, so they may not vote at all. Neptune is sitting on the fixed star, um, associated with unfortunate events, financial loss, and violent criminal activities, crumbling, dissolving. Melissa is correct. Thank you, Celtic Seer. I hope I am, but I mean, it just seems so. For me, I feel it viscerally. I just see, and when I ask my guides, you know, they just show me they're destroying themselves. It's almost like they're wired to do that. Linda says a lot of red states Trump former voters are old or dead by now. Oh, Clearfield, I thought I already did that. I said that my guide said they're not. We're not going to start nuclear testing. Apparently, it takes like 36 months or something for us to even be able to do that, to get that prepared. I don't think it's going to happen. It was just something he says he likes to bluster, like Putin likes to bluster, because when somebody blusters like that, they're actually feeling weak. They're trying, you know, because the small, um, sorry, you know, the Napoleon complex, maybe that's how I should put it. They bluster up. They want to look tough. They want to look big. Oh, I was asking my guides. I thought I said I was, but I might not have made it clear. Well, even the young Republicans are becoming very, especially the young Republicans are becoming dissatisfied with with Dear Leader because of the Epstein files, because they're seeing that he hasn't released them, and then the reaction to the CK, the tragic CK shooting, and the whole crazy rally that was had. The young Republicans. Not just that, but Fuentes, you know, the leader of the more extreme uh, young white Republicans. Uh, Candace Owens, there's a lot of on social media, a, a lot of anger at Dear Leader, and a lot of disillusion because of the Epstein files and because of how the thing was handled. So it's not like it used to be for MAGA. And also, okay, case in point, Joe Rogan Have you watched, or has any? I don't watch Joe Rogan, but I do watch like Luke Beasley and Adam Mockler and the Midas Touch brothers and various people who will show. And Hal Sparks likes to rag on him a lot, but Joe Rogan recently has come out. I don't know if he's come out against Dear Leader, but certainly very critical of him, especially with how CK was handled, especially how ICE is operating. He's no longer in the kind of pro-Trump influencer that he was. And millions of young Republicans listen to him, and Ben Shapiro too. I think it's not all unity and harmony within the young MAGA world at all. It's completely different now. Things are changing. Things are breaking apart. Things are breaking up. Yeah. Are you? Well, let's hope. Is that in response to what I was saying? But I'm just seeing. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing, and uh, there's a lot of like on X and other social media forums back and forth about this disillusionment with Dear Leader. Oh, that's interesting. Really? So the 13-year-old who dropped her charges and settled with Dear Leader coming forward. I saw an interview with her, like I think around 2015. So people knew about all this stuff, or people. It was knowable then. But it's interesting to me, like that when things are buried like that. I've seen so much information even before the first election about this kind of stuff, but now it's coming to a larger consciousness, I guess. She was a Jane Doe, right? And then, the keeping the government closed is not helpful for burying the Epstein stuff, because people are saying both on both sides, on the Republican side and the Democratic side and independents, that this shutdown is due to Mikey Johnson not swearing Congressman woman Grijalva, who I think it's been like a month since she's been elected, because she's the 218th vote to release the Epstein files. So it's still cooking. I mean, every time they try to quash something, or they say, look over here, it doesn't work. It's not working for them. So let's see what other questions you have. Um, do your guides say the government will be open? Some people think that it will not open. Ever? Ever? We will never have a government that opens again? Is that what they're saying? That'd be a terrible thing. Let's see. I think and I could be wrong, and I apologize for getting your hopes up. But yes, they say the government will open again. Um, it's possible it could be open by November 1st. I'm just saying it's possible. There's a lot of pressure now coming on from the Republicans, some of the Republicans, like Josh Hawley, and, Massey, MTG, others. I think, like think about this, that both the Senate shot down both the Brazil and the Chinese tariffs in the last few days. That's huge. And Congress it's being more and more pressured, even though Mikey Johnson wants to keep a tight rein on it. Their constituents are becoming more angry. There's much more pressure than there used to be even a week ago. So that's possible. And Taco, right? Taco Trump, also might just figure something else out and allow it to be open only because of grift and monetary reasons. So the guides say, yes, it will open again. And it also may be possible, I don't know how soon, but I do see Speaker Johnson losing his speakership. Enough Congress people will revolt, even though I know they try to keep a grip on them. And did you hear that Steve Miller compared their grip on the Senate and Congress as like the Duma in Russia? That made me sick when I heard that. He was laughing about it to somebody allegedly. That's what I saw. But I don't know how long that's going to last. I feel like there's a big revolt coming. And if you think about Aquarius, Aquarius and Pluto too, revolution, right? I think there'll be revolution in the Congress and the Senate. And let me look at the Supreme Court. Oh, by the way, did we talk about this last week that the Pope Leo, I think we did, that he disbanded, or what is the word for that? Opus Dei. Yeah, that he no longer accepts it into the Catholic institution of the Catholic Church. So that's huge too. I don't know how this is affecting Opus Dei, but who's a member of Opus Dei? That would be Supreme Court Justices Alito and Thomas, and I think maybe Gorsuch too, and maybe the others. And when I say the others, I mean Kavanaugh, Amy Barrett, Coney Barrett. Let me see. They're showing me that the Supreme Court is not necessarily going to be lockstep with the orange one anymore, but for their own reasons, not because they're getting liberal or anything like that, but because it's more to do with the Heritage Society maybe they do have a problem with the tariffs, I think, and the Koch brothers, and wanting to rein him in because he's threatening them. But they definitely show me a future where we have a like a expanded Supreme Court, a 13-member Supreme Court. That will change everything. They definitely see it happening. When? It's a good question. When the Democrats take charge, which will, like in the, if not the next 4 years, definitely in 2028. But it may lead up to it. I'm not sure by what mechanism. Could we have an expanded Supreme Court, with yes, they said it could happen sooner. But they say definitely by 2028, 29. But the Supreme Court is not as strong as it looks for Trump. It's like, how a bridge looks strong for a long, long time and you can walk across it and it has a strong structure, but they show me crumbling there for him. And there may be a time that they cut off his power. It could happen in the next couple of months. So he can't, as much as he depends on them, they may not always be there for him like that, especially with immunity. So will the Hispanic Latino vote be less for yeah. I could say that even without asking my guides, 100%. Oh yeah, like how many of their relatives have been assaulted or disappeared or tear gassed? Yeah, he's lost a lot of support. I'm asking my guides now. You might not always see me doing this, but I'm asking my guides with my pendulum. But I think the remarks kind of hide me doing this. Will, yes, the guides say, majorly losing support. He lied to them. He lied to them and they're angry at him, and they will get their revenge. They're so angry at him. And outraged, I would say. Outraged. Yeah, we need term limits in the Supreme Court. Impeach and remove the 6 who gave Trump immunity. Yeah, I agree. My guys are saying some may be removed, others may become like over time less with the like maybe let's say Alito and Thomas get impeached. I think the others may become less extreme, like there may be a more temperate influence on them. So it won't be like it was with them. Hey Suzanne. Uh Thank you. So it's time for me to go pretty soon. I want to remind everybody, I always forget, I'm available for personal readings. So just email me at sacredfirepsychicreadings@gmail.com, or you can text me at 734-773-9758 to set up a reading. And my information will be below in the description box when I um, put this on replay. I'll put that information in there. I probably should do that before I start, but I always forget. Is there any other questions that you guys want to ask before I go? I'll take a question, or if not, I'll wish everybody happy Halloween. For those who celebrate, I should say, or Samhain, happy Samhain. I love you, and we're here for each other, as difficult as it is and scary as it is right now. We're with you, and you're with us. Does that make sense? We're with each other, and there's so much love. There's so much love. So you guys take care, and I'll be back next week. And I'm sorry if I change the days around. I just have stuff all of a sudden that comes up, and I have to be available for that, and that means I can't do the show. But I definitely will try to do a show on Tuesday, if not Thursday. And if not, then Friday, but I'll let you know in advance, okay? Hope you don't mind that I'm somewhat fluid with this. Okay, bye-bye. You guys take care. Love you guys so much. So, bye-bye.